What skill does it really take to create these clean, modern line chart infographics in DaVinci Resolve? Honestly, just one skill: knowing how to connect two nodes in Fusion. If you can do that, you can build this. Let's give it a try. Grab a background node. You will automatically get a media out. The Fusion comp will be right there. Let's start building. First, pick a black or dark gray color for the background. Now grab a rectangle and another background node. Connect the rectangle into the background. Select your first background, add a merge right after it, and connect this new background into the green input of the merge. Change this second background's color to white. Lower the brightness a bit. And inside the rectangle, set level to around 0.5. Adjust the width and height so this becomes a vertical bar. Then position it over on the left side. Nice. Now here's a little DaVinci puzzle for you. We want this bar to grow from the bottom to top. But which control do we animate? If you animate height, the bar grows from the center, and that's not what we want. Alright, here's the approach we will use. Add a transform node right after this white background. Using pivot X and Y, move this little green cross to the point where you want the bar to grow from. Now uncheck use size and aspect. This unlocks the control we need. Go to frame 0, set Y size to 0, and add a keyframe. Jump to frame 30 and set Y size back to 1. Open the spline editor. Make sure the transform node is checked. Hit zoom to fit. Select both keyframes and press S to smooth them. I will tweak this handle just a bit so the bar eases gently at the top. Let's take a look. Looks good. Now only 5 more bars to go. We could copy paste this setup 5 times, but that would be a lot of work. Instead, select the transform, add a duplicate node, set copies to 5 or 6, whatever gives you a clean chart. Offset them using center X. Just make sure the spacing between the bars is roughly the same as their width. That's what gives it that professional look. Play it back. You will notice all the bars inherit the same motion. That's good, but also kind of boring. So let's fix that. In the duplicate node, set the time offset to around -3. And boom, now it feels alive. Perfect. Let's add the horizontal grid lines real quick. Grab another rectangle and background, connect them together, and plug this background into the previous merge. Set the color to white. Adjust width and height to make a thin line. Lower the brightness. And place it at the bottom. Make sure alignment is clean. Add a transform after this background. Reset the pivot to where you want the line to grow from. Uncheck use size and aspect again. Add frame 0. Set X size to 0 and add a keyframe. At frame 30, set X size back to 1. Open the spline editor and smooth this motion the same way. Let's take a look. Looks good. Add a duplicate node after this transform, set copies to 5, maybe a time offset of -5, and position the lines evenly. Alright, we are ready to draw the actual line. Add a polygon and a background, connect them, and plug the background into the main merge. Pick a bright color. Now draw a fairly straight line near the bottom. Just make sure each point lines up with the center of each vertical bar. Increase the border width slightly. Before animating it, let's style the line a bit. Around frame 15, add keyframe to color, then jump to frame 45 and shift the color slightly to give it some variation. Add a soft glow node after the background, add frame 15, set gain to 0 and keyframe it. Add frame 45, bring gain up to around 1.5. Now for the animation. At frame 10, add a keyframe to the control you are using to animate the polygon. Move a few frames forward and start adjusting the first couple of data points. Then move forward a few more frames and adjust the next points. There is no strict science here. Just take your time. Create contrast, slow movement followed by a faster move, or the other way around. You can always fine-tune it later in the spline editor. Let's play it. Pretty good. Now, usually you want to highlight something important in a chart. Let's mark the highest point, add an ellipse and background, connect them, then merge them into the main pipeline. Choose a bright color, set width and height to around 0.02, add a transform and a soft glow after it, set gain to around 1. Position the dot right on the key point. Now go to the frame where the line hits that point. In the transform, set size to around 0.7 and keyframe it. 3 frames later, set size to 1. 2 frames after that, bring it back to 0.7. That gives us a subtle bounce. Now let's hide the dot before it appears. 1 frame before the animation starts, in the ellipse, set level to 0 and keyframe it. One frame later, set level to 1. You can add dots to every data point if you want. And consider adding a small text label above this one to really sell the highlight. Now let's quickly add the access values. Add a text node and merge it in. Type 0, choose a clean font, adjust size, set horizontal anchor to right, lower opacity to around 0.5 and position it here. Give it a simple animation. Add frame 2, under layout, set size to 0 and keyframe it. 2 frames later, set size back to 1. Now copy this text node and paste it 4 times. Then merge them into the main pipeline. Change the numbers and position them along y-axis. Play it. They all pop in at the same time. Kinda boring. So let's offset them. Select the second text node, open the keyframes editor, and slide its keyframes forward 3 or 4 frames. Do the same with the remaining text nodes, each one offset slightly from the previous. Check it again. Much better. Now, the x-axis values. Copy the first text node again, merge it in, change the text, set a horizontal anchor to center, adjust size if needed, and place it below the first data point. Copy and paste this for each data point, change the text, connect them into the node tree, offset them one by one. Once they're all in, select all these text nodes, open the keyframes editor, zoom to fit, and offset them by 2 or 3 frames each. Finally, hide the line. Add frame 0, add a keyframe on length, and set the value to 0. About 15 frames later, set the value to 1. Play it back. Looks clean. And if you learned something today, hit like and subscribe.